Hi, my name is Darren from HCJ.tax, and we're the team that seeks to demystify that sometimes confusing world of international tax. And today we have the honor and privilege of speaking with George. George, can you please introduce yourself?
Thank you, Darren. My name is George Dimoff. I'm a certified public accountant, and I have a team of 14 senior professionals. And what we do is the same type of thing: demystify taxes as much as possible, and with a focus in international and typically complex situations.
Fantastic.
What kind of other trends are you seeing in terms of people leaving, people coming back? What are you seeing in terms of where they're coming from, where they're coming to, where they're going to, and a little bit about why?
Like yourself, we deal with primarily high net worth individuals. And for high net worth individuals, I guess mobility has just always been a part of what's available. I think what we're seeing now is a shift, as in previously, let's say before COVID, the market to look at was primarily Asia and particularly Northern Asia. It was very much a China story. But since COVID, for whatever reason, that market has slowed down. And now there's a pivot towards the US in terms of mobility. And despite what we may see online, when we look at stats, there are a number of firms, including Henley and Partners, and there's a website that I like to spend time on called Visual Economist. I think it's visualeconomist.com or something like that. What they do, no connection with them, but what they do is they take interesting economic data and they put it in graphical or illustrative form, so it's easier to digest. And what they do a lot of data mining, and what has become increasingly clear is, yes, there's movements with high net worth individuals, but you're not seeing a movement from high tax jurisdiction to low tax jurisdiction, which is what one may intuitively believe. At that level, you're looking for quality of life. And as a result, I think you mentioned earlier, Western Europe is becoming quite popular for Americans. And Europe, of course, is the most highly taxed and regulated jurisdiction on earth, right? That has obviously nothing to do with tax. And despite that movement out of the US, again, we can't overplay that, because when you look at the top 10 cities in the world with the highest numbers of millionaires, centimillionaires, and billionaires, they're disproportionately American cities. I'd say easily 6 or 7 of the top 10 are US cities. And in the US, you see the Bay Area, you see New York. Miami is there, Houston is there, but it's not exactly at the top. So again, there's this narrative around high net worth chasing low tax. I don't think the data really supports that. Although you are looking at some anomalies, like what's going on right now in the UK, where you see an exodus of millionaires or high net worth families. But then people call that out. But then, having said that, when you go further back, we'd see that net exit from the US of high net worth families started really around 2016, so way after Brexit. So there may be non-tax reasons for that mobility. But essentially, in terms of trends, the high net worth families are on the move, and they are going and they're staying in, they're looking at wealthy jurisdictions. There are exceptions. There are the Emirates, there's Singapore, but high tax jurisdictions, and the US being the highest, the most lucrative market. And Europe is on the rise for that market for Americans going overseas.
Yeah, I've seen the same thing.
George, if someone wants to get in touch with you, what's the best way to do that?
My website is a great way. You can go on our website, which is Dimoff Tax. It's my last name. That's EIMOV tax.com. Or you can send an email directly at info@dimofftax.com. Those are two great ways to get in touch with us. We also have a phone number. You can also call us. And the best phone number is 833-829-1120. That's +1 833-829-1120.
Fantastic. Thank you.